Sorry, it's the water pumps or whatever. But yeah, hello, I am a Skeptic Brony. That's pretty much it. You can leave now. Here, let's just end the video. Goodbye, everybody. Okay, let's get a little more serious here. So, what I do is I basically critique things. So, why not start out my channel by critiquing something? I'm sure most of you got that. If not, then I'm very disappointed in you. This is a bad start. Alright. So, what to talk about? Might as well talk about one of the most popular things in the Brony fandom, cupcakes. I'm sure a bunch of you already clicked off of the video, but frankly, I don't care. So, Cupcakes is a gore-fic. I think it was published sometime in 2010, if not 2012. I'll have to do a little more research. But yes, it was made by someone that that goes by the pen name of Sergeant Sprinkles. Now, Mr. Sprinkles here created one of the most notorious gore-fics among the Brony fandom, other than Cheerilee's Garden and Sweet Apple Massacre. And people were praising it for being so disturbing and so irking, I suppose. I read it twice. 3 times, actually. And all 3 times, I was actually unfazed. It's a horror story. What was I supposed to expect? I mean, I guess that's one of the things about it. When most people first read it, they didn't know what they were expecting. As for me, I knew exactly what was going to happen. So, how about we go back to the time that I first found out about the story itself. How did I react then? That's literally my entire reaction. I can remember it clear as day. I don't even understand that phrase. Clear as day. Day is not actually all that clear, when you think about it. Neither is crystal. I mean, I understand why they say that. Sometimes water isn't that clear. How about clear as air? Air had no appearance, making it clear. So anyway, I digress. So yeah, when I first read the story for myself, I thought, it's well written, has an interesting story, and that was the first time I read it. The second and third time, I found out a few other things that I find to be weak points of the story. People praise it to be one of the best horror stories of the Brony fandom. I disagree. I don't understand what makes it so good. It's a gore-fic. If anything, Sweet Apple Massacre, by comparison, is worse. At least in magnitude. If you hear noises in the background, don't worry about it. I have family visiting at the moment. They probably won't appear in later videos. But, again, I digress. So, what was I talking about? Right, problems with the story. Yes, it's not very well paced, and really, the torture scenes don't make all that much sense. I'm calling them scenes loosely, because, you know, it's a story. But, yes, I mean, the whole point of Pinky's little experiment here, or whatever it is to create a cupcake out of Rainbow Dash, like she's been doing for presumably years. Be quiet. But yeah, when Pinky just electrocuted Dash, it had no reason to it. And some might argue, well, it's because Dash was complaining, she was, you know, getting annoyed and she wanted to silence her. What? She started driving the nails into her hooves prematurely. that was before Dash started to, like, scream and wail and presumably annoy Pinky. So it makes no sense for her to just do what she was about to do. Because, I mean, apparently she came up with the idea of electrocution, like, halfway through the procedure of hammering nails into Rainbow Dash's hooves. But if that's the case, then why was she hammering the nails in there in the first place? And that brings us to the pointless torture thing. It's one or the other. Either the electrocution is pointless or the nails are pointless. So, yeah, really, Pinky's reasoning is, number one, not that logical or rational, and it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. If one of you would be willing to explain it, then I'm all ears, really. I'm just skeptical about this whole thing. Channel name, yes. Alright. One other problem that I have, I'm trying to remember it. It was in here somewhere. Right, the numbers. So, yeah, Pinky keeps saying that Rainbow Dash's number came up. How does that make any sense? How does Pinky number everyone in Ponyville, presumably Equestria? And, there was also, like, a follow-up story. It wasn't official, because there's been a bunch of follow-up stories to Cupcakes, because it was so popular and good, called First. I read that story as well. It's basically where Apple Bloom is kidnapped by Pinkie Pie, taken to the basement, and just kind of forced to see the sick stuff that Pinky has been doing after Rainbow Dash was killed. And that highlights the more psychotic elements of Pinky, or rather, Pinkamena. In Cupcakes, it's hinted at. It's more sociopathy than psychopathy to me. Because, yeah, Pinkamena just kind of disregards the feelings of Rainbow Dash and really takes it upon herself to highlight her own feelings. Sergeant even highlighted this in a section of the story where Pinky's just, like, talking to Rainbow Dash, saying how it's rude and to fall asleep, and saying asking how Rainbow Dash would feel if Pinky had fallen asleep during, like, a visit. And that's sociopathy. I mean, I suppose First also highlights some sociopathy. I'm not sure. I didn't really focus on those details, which is kind of odd when you think about it. Interesting how these can still be lit up even though my computer is off. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, another problem that I had with Cupcakes, other than just the mysterious numbers, was the torture or the killing itself. I mean, yes, the detail, it's fine. It's fine, all things considered. But just because it's fine in my book doesn't mean it's great. Sweet Apple Massacre, I'm going to do quite a bit of comparisons here. Sweet Apple Massacre was a lot more gruesome in magnitude, a lot more disturbing. And I mean, it was more of like quick and again, pointless torture, / killing. Whereas, I mean, remember when I said that Cupcakes had bad pacing? Well, I kind of take that back now, because it has better pacing than Sam. Sweet Apple Massacre. Sam. We'll call it Sam. But yes, again, Sam had a lot more disturbing things in magnitude instead of quantity in Cupcakes. But I mean, yeah, in Cupcakes, the torture scenes were kind of brief to me. Oh, just kind of brief. Like, they only dedicated about a paragraph to each thing. And that includes the actual harvest as it's nicknamed. Another thing that I've noticed when I've been looking through videos, this doesn't necessarily pertain to the actual story or critique. Another thing that I've noticed when watching different, like, Cupcakes parodies videos, or adaptations rather, is that they don't actually do the harvest. Now, I understand if it's, like, too difficult on the animator, but it's the strong point of the story, and you should highlight it as much as possible if you actually want to gross people out, for lack of a better term. So, yeah, you guys might not completely understand my reasoning here, but I'm just saying that Cupcakes is not the best Gorefic. It's good. That's odd. It's good, but it's not the best. What would I rate it? Like, I'm gonna say a 7 out of 10. It's not very impressive. And frankly, I haven't found any Gorefics that impress me. I mean, Shirley's Garden and Sam, they were, like, high up on the Gorefic rating system. And Cupcakes, not so much, as you can tell. But yeah, that's pretty much my video. My video to start out, I've been recording for almost 12 minutes. So, yeah, like the video if you want to. I'm not one to force you to do things against your will. If you want to see more videos from me critiquing certain things, then please let me know in the comment section. I would be happy to hear what you guys want to see on this channel. That would be wonderful, actually. Sorry if that was a little loud. That would be wonderful, because, to be honest, I don't have many ideas for videos in this little cranium here. Not back there on the wall. Don't pay too much attention to that. Gosh darn. So yeah, I suppose I will be seeing you in the next video. I need to work on my intro and outro. I need to, like, write a little thing so I can get in the spirit of the routine. So yeah. Goodbye. Also, one thing you people might have noticed if you pay too much attention to the internet is that I actually have a main channel called Avery the Superhero. This is like my brony / backup channel. Maybe not backup channel, but just basically where I can let loose on my nerdish things. Or whatever. But yeah. That's seriously it. I'm ending it now. I seriously need to work on the second intro and outro for this channel. So goodbye.